Yeah. I can hear. I hear.
I hear it now.
Yeah, so you're hearing an echo.
I can hear.
Yeah. Mute it for a minute.
Mute it, Mike. Mute it.
Why?
Well, no.
No, so these are big.
That, so I still say. No.
Yeah. Yeah, good. It's crazy.
I know. Oh, we caught radio. Summer learning.
And Lisa, Maxwell will lead us in the pledge, yes, I will. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is the flag of the state of Mexico, the symbol of perfect friendship among the United States. Thank you. All right, moving on to item number 2, welcome of guests. Reminder, as the Board of Education of Farmington Municipal Schools, all powers of the board lie in its actions as a public body, and as an individual member of the board has no authority or power. As body of the board collectively holds power and responsibilities. Its powers are exercised transparently during public meetings. Some of the key powers and duties of the board include developing educational policies for the school district in accordance with relevant laws and regulations, hire and supervise the superintendent, review and approve the school district budget, manage property acquisitions, disposals, and maintenance, representing the school district in legal matters, issuing bonds and managing financial resources, providing oversight for the success of each school within the school district. Administrative and operational functions of the school district, such as day-to-day operations, are handled by or under the superintendent and district staff. As a board superintendent and district staff, we do the following collectively: periodically review and update policies to align with educational goals and legal requirements, evaluating the effectiveness of school operations and educational programs. Reminder, board members are in attendance in person. Each board member will identify themselves when speaking. All votes will be by roll call vote. Guests wishing to provide public comment are asked to complete a public comment request form located at the table at the entrance. Cards should be placed in the basket at the sign on the table. As a reminder, comments related to board responsibilities may be passed to the board for consideration. Comments related to administrative responsibilities are requiring further investigation may be passed on to administrative personnel for consideration. Personal attacks upon board members, staff, personnel, or other person in attendance or absent by individuals who wish to provide public comment are discouraged. Virtual guests wishing to address the board are asked to enter in the Q&A, not in the chat box, the following information, the word public comment, your full name, the topic to which you speak about. Guests will be called upon under the limited public forum section of the meeting. Guests submitting a form will be acknowledged and will have 3 minutes to state their comment questions. Guests are not allowed to share their time with other guests. Virtual guests wishing to comment in writing can leave their comment questions in the Q&A. A total of not more than 30 minutes will be allowed for all public comment. And that's the end. So with that, please consider these prompts. Keith, can you do the honor of sharing the good things happening in the district?
Sure. We are thrilled to announce that Apache Elementary is one of 12 schools across New Mexico selected to receive extensive project materials from the New Mexico Grow Project grants. This grant will provide everything our students need to explore growing their own food and developing student engagement. This initiative is an educational partnership between the Natural Resources Conservation Services of New Mexico and New Mexico Agricultural in the Classroom. Just before the 4th of July break, our dedicated student nutrition department distributed 300 5-day meal kits to families. We want to thank the staff for their hard work in keeping our families fed over the holiday break. A little over a week ago, Brain Camp Summer Palooza wrapped up successfully. We want to recognize the Boys and Girls Club staff and FMS staff for their incredible efforts in organizing a summer filled with fun and diverse activities for more than 320 students. Breakfast and lunch were provided along with the exciting, is that supposed to be STEM? Is it STEAM or STEM?
Steve, no.
STEAM,
Yep.
I knew that. STEAM activities and recreation for K through 5 students. Great work, everyone. And I have to say, I drove by Animus and seen the parking lot full and was wondering what I was missing. So great job on that. It's cool to see, it was cool to see the parking lot full. So I knew that kids were there.
Thank you. Mr. Borley. Item number 3, consideration to adopt the agenda.
Yes, Madam President, before we recommend or to approve the agenda, item 11I under the Board of Education, the reading discussion step for new Title IX policy changes. I recommend we remove, or postpone until next, board meeting because the policy service did not give us the material. They still have not provided the materials for that, policy. Other than that, I recommend the board approve the agenda as written.
Okay, motion,
So moved, Keith Corley.
second. Roll call vote, Ms. Maxwell, or Ms. McWilliams? Aye. Mr. Corley?
Aye.
Ms. Shetland? Aye. Ms. Thompson? Aye. All right, item number 4, recognition of students, staff, and teachers, and we don't have anything under there. Item number 5, opportunity for guests, public comment is limited to school district operations, and if you have any, we don't have anything. So, knowing that we don't have anything, do I need to read the?
No.
Okay, so no cards, nothing online.
Scott? Nope, and nothing online.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to item number 7, student instruction. 7A, consideration to approve the IDEA budget application presented by Mr. Worth.
Thank you, board members, you, cabinet members. You have that. Full participation here in just a second. I go to the next slide.
Oh, excellent.
So our overall allocation this year is just over $3 million. What I'm gonna share with you are the objectives that we align the budget to. Objective number 1 is direct instruction. Just under $1.2 million has been allocated to that line item. And that's primarily 2 special education teachers that we fund through this. We have educational assistants, I think a total of 18. Stipends for our site specialists in the schools. The work study program that we that we operate at our high schools where our students go out and work in community businesses. Our overall budget for extended school year, which just ended at the end of June. And then, we have $240,000 allocated to our software supplies and materials. Can you take us to the next slide? Objective
Sorry,
two,
Mark, did I?
yeah,
I didn't, what was the word study?
work study is,
No, I know what work study is. What
Okay.
The total that goes to work study,
in this budget, $20,000.
20,000?
Yeah.
That one,
That's all, that's transportation.
okay.
All we do is provide transportation from the school to the local
I see.
businesses.
Okay, so it's transportation only, it doesn't.
That's correct.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
correct. Instructional support, right about $1.6 million, and that is all of our diagnosticians, our sign language interpreters, our special education clerks in our buildings, and we have 2 transition specialists that work with our high school students as they're transitioning to leave high school and enter the workforce. And then finally, the objective number 3 is provision of special education services. And this really includes the portion of some administrative salaries, printing services, and then indirect costs, getting us right at about just over $3 million this year. Any questions about the budget at all that I can answer?
How many students?
How many special education students? We have just about 1,800 students that are students with disabilities. I think the number was 1,872 when we submitted this application.
And that's up from, was it up, the number 720?
I can't really speak to the numbers prior to this year.
About 200 over last year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions I can answer?
Madam President, I recommend the board approve the IDEA budget application as presented.
Right, motion,
So move, keep going.
second? Second, if someone's. All right, roll call vote, Ms. Maxwell. Aye. Mr. Williams. Aye. Mr. Orland.
Aye.
Ms. Stradlin. Aye. Ms. Thompson. Aye. Thank you. Moving on to item number 8, reports from the superintendent, staff, and board. Written reports were provided to the board members and are linked to this meeting's agenda. Item number 9, consent agenda.
Can I, before you move on, talk about that real quick? So in my board report, it was reported that I went to Houston for a safety conference. My board report reflects the departments that are kind of directly under me, so safety, security, athletics at the time, public information officer. That's not all me. So it was reported that I did not. Dale Bodie, our safety supervisor, went to Houston or Austin, whatever. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was not Cody Deal as it was reported. Just know that that's not all me. Oh, yeah, hold on.
Great.
Okay, in Senate, sorry. So that's what that looks like. I just wanted to clear that up. Yeah, go ahead. You want.
Item number 9, consent agenda. 9A, consideration to approve minutes of the June 11th, 2024 regular board meeting.
Madam President, I recommend the board approve item 9A on the consent agenda as presented.
Motion. Williams. Second.
Second, keep going.
All right, roll call vote, Ms. Maxwell. Aye. Mr. Williams. Aye. Mr. Corley.
Aye.
Ms. Stradlin. Aye. Ms. Thompson. Aye. Item number 10, finance and facilities. 10A, consideration to approve RFP 2025-01 for legal services presented by Claudia.
Madam President, the finance committee, did meet to talk about this, and, would recommend the board approve legal services.
Madam President, Lisa Maxwell, I do have a couple of questions. Do we normally employ one or two firms? Is this new?
So we went, do you want to answer that or?
In this RFP that we issued, we did put specific language in there so that we could have more than one, award for different firms.
And these two that were chosen, do they have different specialties or they?
I believe that Ortiz and Zamora, they have more real estate focus.
Okay.
And, Cuddy McCarthy has a Title IX person that we have worked with in the past. And then Hines, I believe we were considering them for our general counsel.
General
It's
counsel.
like, yeah, and so the answer is become, as lawyers changing firms and people move out of practice, we see that they may go to another firm that we've used before, so there's that, and then, options are important. So,
Okay, because when I go to school board conferences, they're starting to recognize us. You know, they know us by name and so when they move around.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting, that they know our business.
and a lot of that too, the New Mexico School Board Association and the Policy Service, and that's their job, is to know who we are. Looks good.
Okay.
And it's very typical that, the majority of districts are with the same similar firm.
Okay. Is Zamora in Albuquerque as well?
Same thing.
Santa Fe.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the RFP for 2025-01 legal services as presented.
I second the motion, Lisa Maxwell.
Roll call vote, Ms. Maxwell? Aye. Ms. McWilliams? Aye. Mr. Corley?
I,
Ms. Stroughton? Aye. Ms. Thompson? Aye. All right, item number 11, Board of Education.
So, 11A through 11. F,
Page.
G, H through H, 11A through 11H. All of these policies I'm bringing forward today for reading steps have been sent to you or were sent to us a long time ago by the Policy Service, specifically relating to changes in legislation, House bills, very minimal changes, for example. And then would you like to go through each one of them one by one? Okay, so policy B0200. Do you want to pull it up? Michelle? So if you scroll through, you'll see whatever you see is, in as far as the reading step, keep scrolling, please. Anything that is struck through is language that'll be taken out with new legislation. So if you remember, local school boards must receive a total of 5 hours of training. The law has changed. So that's all, struck through, keep scrolling. And then what is underlined is the new, so what's struck through will be taken out, omitted, what's underlined will be replaced. So you can read more at your leisure, and we'll approve at the next board meeting, right? So it just mimics the new law, right? Or just, and this is all language from the Policy Service, from the lawyers at the Policy Service. So board members now must complete 10 hours, 2 hours covering laws and departments, you can read it, and 2 hours covering public school finance. So that's B0200. So moving on to B, any questions there?
Madam President, Lisa Maxwell, I have a question. This was the result of Senate Bill 137 that was chaptered in March. And so between March and now, this is my first advisory notice that I've seen here. Does this mean that they are advising on how we should word this? Like word for word, or do we tailor it to ourselves? And this is really like council to adopt this policy. We don't have a choice because it is law, correct?
You have to follow the law, you don't have to have a policy around it. You can strike the policy out completely if you wanted to. But it's, yes, to answer your question, it is given to us the language was provided to us through Senate Bill 137 and, through recommendation from, the policy certification. But I think that's the language from the bill.
So to be clear and transparent, this is really, we should word it the way they provided.
That is their recommendation.
So, we understand, and they understand us.
And all 11A through H, it's their language.
Okay. And do you know if the PED has already designed their system where we can start tracking this and they can?
That I do not know. I think it would be an email to not the PED, but the New Mexico School Board Association, Joe, they're the ones who track your hours.
Madam President, I believe that what John said, what was saying, that we don't crack the.
But I personally simply know over to the New Mexico School Board Association and asked for my up-to-date credit hours, and they were able to provide that. So they are tracking that based on what we've attended up to today. As far as what's being tracked, state, I've not heard anything of a system in place yet.
Because there are some issues, because I did go out of state, and then they do, let Mr. Gillian know that we were there, but they don't, require us to check in sometimes, so it's an honor system as well. So I just wondered how that was gonna work. But we'll give it some time to see, because I do this for my own license a long time. So they're gonna require it, they're gonna make sure.
And is there some discrepancy about what you attended out of state and that you require to get credit as part of this? It's just working that goes out with the New Mexico School Board Association.
And this, the law was in effect in July, but with our hours, current year to date would be a part of it.
I would think that it would be,
Cumulative.
yes.
We don't start, right?
No, it approves, it approves. I'm sure it is.
Okay, B 1400. This is, if you scroll, keep scrolling, basically beginning July 1st, right now, 2024, live audio and video webcasts of board meetings shall be accessible through the district's website. You can keep reading. That's hence the OWL and the Zoom link for recording. We'll obviously keep, working those bugs out. And it talks about, how long you have to, when you have to post them, how long you have to archive them, et cetera. And then if you scroll this place down, keep scrolling on the policy, that people pass, you would.
Should I go too far?
Maybe you did. Yeah, you went too far. Go back up, right there, go up a little more. Up the other way. Right here, the notice shall include a link or shall otherwise provide information to enable the public to access live audio and video. So there is a link to the Zoom on our, once again, straightforward. Any question? Okay, moving on, B 1581. The changes, as this bullet here, in regards to bargaining strategy preliminary to collective bargaining negotiations between the board and a bargaining unit representing the employees of the district and collective bargaining sessions at which the board and the representatives of the collective bargaining unit are present. This allows, if this happens, which does not in our district, we do not have any collective bargaining, that it can be done in executive session. The next two bullets down, the meeting is subject to the attorney-client privilege pertaining to threatened or pending litigation in which the board is or may become a participant. This language underlined is added to what was just threatened or pending litigation. If attorney-client privilege was added to the law. To the law. Question?
Madam President, Lisa Maxwell, if we do not do this in our district, it is an advisory letter, why are we including it?
If, in case we ever have collective bargaining,
We go down that path.
it's just another, added layer of what you can call an executive session for.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on, B 1650, notification of board meeting. Once again, the only thing that's added, all meeting notifications shall include a link or shall otherwise provide information to enable public access to the live audio and our video webcast of the meeting. That was in policy as well 2 ago. Any questions? Okay, B 1750. Same thing, very similar anyways. Additional language added. Meeting notifications and agendas shall include a link or shall otherwise provide information to enable the public to access the live audio and video webcast of the meeting. Any questions? B 2100. Copy of any minutes approved at a meeting shall be posted on the district website within 1 week of the meeting's conclusion and shall publicly be available for at least 3 years following the date of the meeting unless the state record retention schedule provides otherwise. Additional or language that was added to the policy in regards to minutes.
The question on that?
Sure.
So for that, does it mean that, so currently I think we have like a year at a glance or a year and a half at a glance, so now we have 3 years on that?
Archive.
Oh, just archive, not necessarily,
Yeah.
okay.
B 2150. Participation of board meetings, policy remains the same. For this public comment, in regard, except beginning July 1, live audio and video webcasts of local school board meetings shall be accessible through the district's website and shall include a user interface that allows members of the public to submit written or verbal comments, which it does through Zoom. The superintendent may develop regulations or procedures related to the public's submission of written or verbal comments through the webcast medium. We allow people to comment virtually, verbally or written. Your question? Okay, C 100. Talks about, keep scrolling to the bottom, the superintendent's contract. Language adding in that the board shall not basically take any action from the election or 60 days after the convening of a newly elected board until 60 days after a majority of local school boards have been appointed. I think so often districts see that action happens right after an election and this prevents that from happening. Okay. Moving on, B 3250. In our current board policy, and Ms. Maxwell caught this, so thank you. When you were reading through the board policies, under board member development, the policy for confidentiality was in there instead of board member development. What it should read, if you scroll, is that, oh, it's a very 2-sentence policy. Board members are encouraged to attend workshops presented by the county, state, and school board association. Professional journals and books in the school library shall be available to every board. That's what it should read. It's actually the confidentiality policy. Ms. Maxwell, good work. Okay, moving on. Mr. Patch? You want to talk about this or you want me to just go ahead? Okay, go ahead, scroll. Under staff grievances, in level 2, it said that the agreement is not satisfied with the decision of level 1, it may be appealed to the superintendent. And then it also, down in level 3, said you can go back. Just stay, actually, stay where you were, keep going. That the appeal was to the superintendent. So we're recommending that the level 2 of the appeal is appealed to the executive director of human resources. Superintendent was two levels in a row. So the recommendation will be is that level 2 is executive director of human resources. Your question?
I won't say that you approved that when we did the whole manual, but somewhere giving it from the policy service to here, it got disappeared. We just want to told you.
So these are obviously all available if you want to read more about, but you see what was struck through, not much. What was added is all underlined. And then next month I will ask that we approve all of those.
And just for clarity, I mean, all of us can still come back with, if we want to make changes, do we email to you or do we wait until next board meeting?
You can, if you think you have something that you want to, you can email me ahead of time, but we will discuss it at the board meeting, and you can either take action or not.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yep. Okay? Come on.
All right, moving on, item number 12, discussion. 12A is on the graduation attire committee.
Yes, so, I would like, so we are putting together a committee for graduation attire, moving forward. And so I would ask that one or two board members, volunteer to be on that committee.
And then I guess I'll go ahead and open that up for discussion.
Madam President, is the Maxwell attire, does that include gowns now?
Well, that's what we're gonna talk about.
Red caps?
It's, we're gonna have an opportunity to, yes, discuss all of it.
Who else besides board members will be on the committee?
So we will have from the Public Education Department, the Office of Indian Education, Gloria Hale will facilitate. We also have, and I apologize, I don't have his name, in front of me, from Bureau of Indian Education, will be a part of the committee. We will invite members from our Navajo Nation, high school principals, Mr. Parentoni, Dr. Garrity, Director of Native American Programs for the school district.
Madam President, Lisa Maxwell, I will volunteer.
Right,
The others?
there's really nobody else,
Yeah,
and
me too.
I would like to do that.
Okay. So I will make sure that, and Dr. Garrity is, kind of, putting this together. I'll make sure that she knows to invite the two of you. Okay?
All right, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and work that out. Do we need to make a motion,
No.
because this isn't a formal. Okay.
It's not one of the committees that we have. The finance committee and the audit committee, it's just a separate one-off. So once this is over, it's over.
So it's a subcommittee.
So,
All right, then moving on to 12B, which is graduation requirement committee for students for any entering ninth grade school year.
so I think it's, we have the opportunity with House Bill 171 to frame graduation requirements. There's two, that are there that you have the option to determine what that looks like. So they can remain electives or it can be more specific. So I would like Ms. Lamson and her team, whether that be Milo, lead that.
As chair.
But I think it's important that we have at least one or two board members on that, committee as well.
This is a really cool opportunity because some of the requirements are going away and we can actually personalize this for our students in our area. So it can be kind of business led, CTE led, I mean, there's some really cool opportunities here.
It will be a good opportunity to shape for our students, and this is for the incoming freshmen of 25-26. So we have this school year. I would like to have it in place by mid-year though, so we know what's expected. And that's when we start scheduling and building master schedules for school year 25-26. So within the first semester of this year, we'll put teams together to do it.
Yeah, and it looks like Mrs. Bradley is wanting,
Okay.
you wanted one board member or another board member that wants to.
I'll do it, you don't want to do it.
Okay. Good work.
And with that one, Milo's gonna be the point of contact.
Yeah, I'm emailing them right now. All right, I didn't forget.
Okay, great. Well, there's nothing else in item number 12, moving on to item number 13, advanced planning. August 7th, 2021, first day for kindergarten, 6th and 9th grade. August 8th, 2024, first day for all other grades, and September 2nd, 2024, holiday, all offices are closed.
Madam President, I have one question. Do we have a school board meeting planned for that? For August? I think it's,
13th?
Oh, the 13th. Came in an email. I forgot to.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right, with that, motion to adjourn by, so moved, Audrey Stradley, second by,
Second, Lisa Manifold.
roll call vote, Ms. Manifold, aye. Ms. Nicholas, right. Mr. Corley.
Aye.
Ms. Stradley, aye. Ms. Thompson, aye. Meeting adjourned at 5:00. Thank you.
Thank you.